Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for the week of September 29th. This week, we're going to jump right in here. You have this groundhog spirit says time to let go. You have this hawk spirit says let spirit be your guide. And so the groundhog is kind of about a transition phase in your life, Gemini. Groundhogs have multiple chambers in their burrows, and they go from one to the other. And so the symbolism is that they are kind of like having a death and a rebirth, and they are taking something in their life to like the next level, which I feel that you could be doing in your life, or it's like you're getting ready to make a big change. And what's really funny, Gemini, and I will show you in a minute. I know it's rude, but I have to get my phone to show you what I want to show you at this time. But because I am Gemini moon, right? And so I had a little visitor yesterday, and so I'll show you if I can actually pull it up. I'm losing all my subscribers right now, but I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. But here he is, the little groundhog that is living in my backyard. So I am right there with you, with the groundhog, and you could be even seeing groundhogs at this time. In your first row, for your current general energies, you have the Seven of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, and the Queen of Cups. The Seven of Wands is a card of conviction. I feel pretty good about this for you, Gemini, because I feel that you are like starting to believe in yourself more, which is probably exactly what you need to be doing at this time. Like the Seven of Wands is conviction, which is, the more that you believe in something, or the more that you believe that you can do something in your life, the more likely it is to be true. And again, I feel pretty good about this. I kind of go back and forth on the Seven of Wands. I don't really feel it's a bad card, but I do feel sometimes it can be a challenge, right? But for you, I feel pretty good about that. You have the Two of Pentacles. I would just make the change. Again, like with the groundhog, it's funny that this groundhog, when I moved here, he used to show up all the time. Then he disappeared for like a freaking year, and all of a sudden he's back. Like literally yesterday is the first time I've seen him since I moved here. And, it's been like over a year probably. And, again, I'm thinking about making a bunch of changes right now. So you could also be thinking about making a bunch of changes. And I feel like the Two of Pentacles is more saying go for it. I feel maybe one of the biggest challenges for Gemini moving forward, and it's not really a bad challenge, but it's just being split between too many things. And so time is something you could be thinking a lot about. You probably have a lot of ideas and plans and not enough time to do them all. Or at least not at the same time, right? I think if you do one thing at a time, that you will actually surprise yourself with how much you're able to accomplish. And, the Two of Pentacles is spinning plates, juggling, trying to do too much. And, I would avoid that overcomplication energy. I've been talking about that a lot in 2025 because it seems to me that 2025 is one of those years that's asking us to simplify, and also 2026 as well. So, I know that we're basically at the end of 2025, so I would say that this energy continues into next year, and we just need to keep things simple. You have the Queen of Cups. I feel you know what to do. It's like the Queen of Cups is about following your heart. And it's like I've talked to many people, obviously, since I started this channel. And a lot of times, people ask me, like, what's my purpose, for example? And I'll start talking to them. And they'll say that they don't know what to do, but then they will tell me about things that they want to do. It's just like a weird thing that I've noticed, Gemini, where they will say to me things that they want to do, that they're really passionate about, but they don't think it's their purpose. And I think there's a couple of reasons for it. Like sometimes people will be like, I really love dancing, but that's not my purpose, even though that's really what I want to do all day. That's what they say. And I always say to those people, there are like 6 billion ways that you could make a shit ton of money doing that. So if that's what you're worried about, there are so many things you could do to make that your purpose, right? And I feel like that's what the Queen of Cups is saying in a weird way. It's like saying you do know what your purpose is. You do know what you are meant to do, but maybe you're putting, societal judgments in front of it, or maybe you're not seeing how it could be a success. And I feel maybe that's what you need to get to the bottom of. You have that hawk spirit, which says, let spirit be your guide. But hawks are like visionary energy. They kind of represent being a visionary, seeing things, seeing opportunities. We talk about this all the time with Uranus in your sign. Even though it's retrograding in November, doesn't matter. It's already entered into your sign. And so your visionary ideas are what's going to make you successful. But it's like having the confidence to do them. It's like, if you have an idea, that's great. But it's like, if you have nothing to compare it to and you don't even know if it'll be successful, that's a little bit scary. And that's like what I feel. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Eight of Cups. Yes, we just had this eclipse in Virgo on the 21st. So, again, this eclipse, the Virgo eclipse in particular, is definitely one that could be having us like walk away from things that no longer serve us. With the Two of Pentacles, you have the Knight of Cups. I do feel love for you here, Gemini, and I feel like you've had love showing up in your readings. You actually have a couple of good love cards here. So for those of you that want love, I definitely feel there is a love potential at the end of the year here. I know this is a weekly reading, but I kind of feel this is something that could come between like now and maybe the beginning of the year or so. So I would put yourself out there. For some of you, you definitely have your eye on a specific person, is what I feel. And I would just like, shoot your shot. Do something here, Gemini, because I do feel this could be a good connection for you for sure. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Six of Swords. Yes, improvements. This is going to improve your life. Again, it's hard. Like sometimes I have like intuitions that I need to think about personally. I don't know, maybe it's just me. But it's like I'll come up with like an intuition, something will hit me, but then it's like I have to process it. And that's kind of how I feel here. Like, I'll just tell you what it is. It's like lately I've been having this kind of like intuition that a lot of people are like caught between two worlds, where it's like there are these 3D requirements on us. We have to pay bills, we have to we have to take care of things we don't want to take care of, we have to fill out paperwork, all the boring 3D stuff that we have to do. But it's like we're getting glimpses into the other side here. I think people are getting glimpses into what could make their life better, or what could be an improvement. And so it's like we're caught between these two ideas, and it's like having the time to move on to that thing that will make your life better is maybe a small challenge or a little bit of a challenge here. And sorry, I forgot to pull your last two cards, so let's do that right now. And in your third row, you have this card that says believe in the impossible, right? It's like I feel there's something that you need to believe you can have, or that you could do in your life. Next, we're going to look at what's coming in for you. You have this Call Your Ally card. It says loyal, powerful, capable, and guide. So yes, it's an amazing time. Like, I believe we're in a time of mentors. You've probably heard me say that. Which, like, I think it's a good time for people to have a mentor. Even if you can't find a person who's a direct example of what you want your life to look like, as long as you can get close. Like, having a person you can follow or a person you can look at, kind of research would be a good thing. You have this false friend card. It says ulterior motives, disingenuous, and selfish. Yeah, I wouldn't be too paranoid about this, but I do think we need to be careful of people at the end of the year here, and especially into next year. We had Mars go retrograde at the end of last year to make this more confusing, and into this year. Then we had Mercury just went the last Mercury retrograde was in Leo, in exactly almost where Mars went retrograde. And then next year, Jupiter is going to enter into almost that exact, not really, but kind of that part of the sky in Leo, and it's going to retrograde back into Cancer. It's like, I think we all should be careful of people's motives and things like that. It's like, just make sure that your connections, I'm not even talking about love here, although that could be included. But if you're like going to work together with a person, it's like, make sure they're pulling their weight. Make sure that they are doing, what you want. Again, I'm a Gemini moon. Like, I have 20 people up here, right? So it's like as a Gemini, you probably also have like 20 people living up here. And so you probably just don't even need to worry about working together with other people, right? That Call Your Ally card, again, I think this isn't saying don't work with other people, though. It's like saying, if you're going to work with a person, it's like we all have those people where it's like, if we really think about it, we know where they're coming from. We know they come from a place of expansion and growth and love, or fear, right? There's two places I believe people can come from: love and fear, right? So make sure you're working with the right people. You have the Strength card, the Page of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles. The Strength card is about putting your strength on display. She is sticking her hands in this lion's mouth, and she is showing off her own strength. So I feel a lot of you could be kind of like showing your strength at this time, or putting your strength on display. It would be a good time for you to do that. You have the Page of Pentacles, definitely a new person. coming in for you. Could be any sign. You literally have everything here. So if you're looking for love, the Page of Pentacles would be communication. I kind of feel like there needs to be communication going on here, Gemini. Like, I'm wondering if you're worried this person thinks you're weird or something. It's like, see, it's kind of hard to see, but the Emperor, he's kind of like side-eyeing this Page of Pentacles, you know? But I almost feel like this is you trying to communicate with an Emperor, and it's like you're worried that they're just gonna kind of like side-eye you or something, but I don't know. Probably not, so I would go for it. You have the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, I mean, I've been saying this for years. We're in a time of resourcefulness where we all need to look for better ways of doing things. We all need to tap into our resources. You also end with the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles, she might not necessarily have the money that she thinks she needs to start a project, but she doesn't care. She will start it anyway. She will start something in any way that she possibly can. And that's really what I would be focusing on here with this card, is kind of like starting something no matter what. So let's see where this is going here for you, Gemini. Here you go. With the Strength card, you have the Emperor. It's almost like someone sees you, or someone will see you. There's something about his shifty eyes. I'm going to show you on the big card here. So you know what I mean? It's like his eye. He's kind of like side-eyeing here on this card or something like that. And there's something about these, like his like shifty eyes, that's standing out to me. I don't think someone has shifty eyes, but they might be, looking at you out of the corner of their eye or something. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the Three of Pentacles. If this is love, I really like the Three of Pentacles in love, because it's like two people who really want to put the work in. It's, two people who really want to make something happen. So this could be a very good connection for you, Gemini. The Three of Pentacles, you have a lot of cards of putting your work on display, and I'm pretty sure I said this to you recently. So if I did say that to you in your, in the last reading that I did for you, then I would say this is absolutely true. It's a great time to show off. I think it's going to be, we have many great years of showing off the next 20 years with Pluto and Aquarius, right? So, I think it could be a really good time for people to show off, to show their skills, to use their skills in a better way, stuff like that. With the Five of Pentacles, you have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is quick success or quick conclusion. I've been getting a lot of Eight of Wands energy this year, or in this weekly reading set, right? Like, a lot of people have had this, so there could just be could be a quick week. Could be, people really could be making moves this week as well. I would encourage you to make any moves that you possibly can. Like, if you're thinking about starting something or working on something or creating something. I would also watch your words here, not necessarily in a bad way. You have the Strength card. The Strength card is about taking control of your words. And so if you can use positive words about, what you want in life or what outcomes you're hoping for, then obviously you can get a positive result. But I do feel pretty good about this. There could be a quick success coming in for you, or there could be more success than you realize. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this card that says you're very close to achieving your goal. You have this believe in the impossible as well. Yeah, I think people don't realize how much speed there is right now, again, with that Eight of Wands. But also there's a lot of energy that I feel could be providing people with speed, where it's people could be, accomplishing things much faster. Or people could be seeing success much faster. There is a lot of opportunity to make that happen. And, I would just encourage you to get to work. Again, I think people are thinking oh, if I start this project, it's going to take me 20 years to finish it. But probably not. You'll probably get it done a lot faster. So I would, because there just seems to be this speed in the energy that we can all take advantage of. And that's what I would focus on here. But there's definitely something that you need to believe is possible. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have the Moon, the King of Cups, the Emperor, and the Page of Wands. Could be attracting a water sign into your life. Could be any sign. This is a general reading. Definitely an Emperor type person. I would say it's probably a very bossed up individual. I like the King of Cups because it's someone who's very stable emotionally. King of Cups, we're talking, I look at tarot as a spectrum. That's why I don't read reversals. I read energy, right? And I use a combination of my intuition, but also all the cards in a reading together. And, again, I do feel this would be a very stable person that's coming in for you. I feel like that, like I literally feel the moon is saying that maybe your moon signs are compatible. It's like, I think if you look at this person's sun, it's like maybe it's a sign that you wouldn't normally go for, or maybe they're a sign that you wouldn't consider yourself to be compatible with. But it's like, I feel like your moon signs are very compatible. And I always tell people, I think sun sign compatibility is BS anyway. It's like we should be looking at the moon, Venus, and Jupiter, right, as far as love is concerned. So, those are like the top 3 things that we should look at for love connections. And so I think it would be great for you to, look at this. Now, obviously, if you're going on a date, ladies especially, we have a rule. Right? Here's the problem, is that you don't drop the crazy on them, 2 dates in, right? It's like you don't ask them what's your moon sign 2 dates in. You don't text their mother 2 dates in and say, when was your son born? Terrible idea. That mother is going to say to their son, this is an astrology chick. This is a tarot chick. Run away, right? So you wait until 5 dates in, 6 dates in. That's when you ask what their sun sign is, their moon sign, blah, 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 right? Once you hook them. So there's a little tip for you ladies. I'll give that one to you for free. So, pay attention, right? Next, you have the Emperor again. So definitely could be attracting an Emperor type person into your life if you're looking for love. I also feel that you are bossing up here, Gemini. I mean, it's a great time for you. I think you're really going to enjoy the next 19 years. Pluto and Aquarius, I think, is going to be amazing for Gemini. I think it's going to increase your creativity. It's going to help you, use the Uranus and Gemini energy, right? You really couldn't ask for a better setup. Having Uranus and Gemini until 2033, and then basically Pluto and Aquarius until 2043. It's like you are, or 44 or whatever it is, right? So you are kind of getting the benefit, that the innovative idea benefits of that energy. And I would, like, any crazy ideas you have, any plans you have, I would be using those ideas. They're probably just going to make you more successful. You have the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is about being adventurous and playful. I think we all need to embrace this energy right now. Being more happy-go-lucky, being willing to just see how things go, and, kind of be down for the adventure, and that's the energy I would embrace there. With the Moon and the, here you go, yeah, whatever. King of Cups, you have the Page of Cups. Obviously, I think, if you're wondering if a person would be interested in you or is interested in you, the answer is definitely yes here. Page of Cups is an admirer. I don't think this person knows you yet or something. Like, for some of you, I feel like this person has no clue who you are. Not, like, I don't mean that in a bad way or anything. It's just, like, maybe you don't know who they are either. It's like maybe you haven't bumped into this person yet. For some of you, I feel like, again, that you know who they are, but maybe they don't know who you are. So, that's what I'll say about that. It's like, I'm not saying you have to go, like, tell this person you're in love with them, but, it's like maybe you have to eventually talk to this person or, make your move or whatever. And with the Emperor, you have the King of Wands. Yes, could also be a fire sign for sure. It could be like fire with water, water with fire. They could have like a fire moon sign, something like that, like I said. So, fire shows up here. I do feel like you are feeling more fiery to me just in general, Gemini. I think that, like I said, I would be like trusting your ideas at this time. I think your ideas are on fire, and I would be using them to create more success. With the Page of Wands, you have the Three of Cups. Three of Cups is like a celebration, happiness, joy, good energy coming in for you. So I feel a lot of you could be creating a lot more happiness with the Three of Cups, a lot more joy and peace in your life. I also feel that you could be kind of, it's like there's like some sort of harvest that you could be celebrating, but this is like a future harvest. Like, this is what I feel for you. If you're asking right now, like if you have an idea, and you're saying, should I invest the time into build this thing? The answer is yes, is what I'm getting for you here, Gemini. I feel like some of you are like, it's like you have ideas, but you're not doing them. And I feel this is saying you need to like make your move, right? Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have the Uncharted Sea card and the Into Me I See card. So the intimacy card, right? And the definitely a time for you to become like a pirate, to go sail the 7 seas and explore and plunder and all that other good stuff. We're talking about a positive pirate here, of course, not a bad one. But, I think it would be a great time for you to explore the unknown and get out into the world and, experience new things. That's really going to be your superpower over until 2033, probably longer. It's like we don't just learn something in the astrology and then stop using it, right? This will probably be Uranus in your sign is a pretty big transit. So it's like some people never experience it. It takes 84 years or whatever for Uranus to come back to a sign. So some people never experience Uranus in their own sign. And for you, Uranus loves Gemini. Uranus is the higher octave of Mercury, so I would be taking advantage of that energy. I'm a Gemini moon. I'm using it, right? I'm like experiencing variety. I'm trying to put myself in situations, like a variety of experiences. I have plans to travel more over the next couple years, like everything, you just never know. It's like there is no reason for me to tell you this because like I have no clue what the outcome is, but I just know it's good, right? You have the Six of Cups, the Hermit, the Death card, the Four of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles. The cards are really talking for you, Gemini, but, this could be love. I do like the Six of Cups for new connections because it can be like a childlike connection, a very strong connection as well. So I do feel there is like a strong connection coming in for you. But the Hermit tells me that like someone needs to come out of hermit mode, which I kind of do feel for you. And it's like someone needs to like speak up here or something. So, there you go. Next, you have the Death card and the Four of Wands. So you are changing the things. We talked about this with the groundhog, right? That you are probably experiencing some sort of transition or transformation, but it's not like you're completely letting go of your life is what I feel. Again, groundhogs, they move from one chamber to the other. It's like they're not leaving their home, where they live. They're just moving into the next section, And that's kind of what I feel for you here. It's like you're setting yourself free from something with the Four of Wands, but you're probably just moving to the next section of your life, if there is such a thing, And I feel that will be really good for you. Obviously this could be marriage as well. So for those of you that want love, definitely could be a person you're going to marry that's coming in for you. Next, I'm dropping cards today. You have the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is a card of resourcefulness, and again, it's coming up in the good stuff, which is great. This could say that you are going to be experiencing, better resources, or you're going to be finding the resources necessary. Definitely that's what's popping into my head. That's not really what the card means, but just, looking at this entire reading, I feel some of you are worried about resources, but it's like you're going to find the resources necessary to make something happen. So I do feel pretty good about that. With the Hermit, you have the Justice card. Justice is like cause and effect and balance, and I feel for a lot of you, again, if you are attracting love, I feel it is a very balanced connection, or it will be a very good connection for you, so I definitely like to see that. I also feel that this could be, just more feeling like life is becoming more fair. With the Four of Wands and the Death card, you have the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is is like charging forward towards success. And so normally I don't like the Knight of Swords because he's being too hasty. He's like rushing and he's like forcing something to happen in his life. But I do feel pretty good about this for you. I feel like you are, again, he's coming up in the good stuff. So I feel like you are charging towards success. I also feel like you're charging towards a finish line. The Four of Wands is a finish line card. It can say that you are about to complete something, or you are about to bring something to its, final logical conclusion. So I do like that. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Six of Wands. Yeah, Six of Wands is a victory or success coming in for you. So I do feel a lot of you are finding more success at this time, or you're about to have some sort of victory. Also, again, if you are doing something that you think is impossible, I do feel that some of you could be, I feel like some of you could be finding success in whatever that seemingly impossible project may be. So definitely a victory for you. You have this ink pot. It says problems to be resolved. Yeah, this card is like small little things, and I feel that's going to be very important. We have Mercury going retrograde in November, so I know this is a weekly reading, but I just feel that this is talking about the November time frame. And so, the month of, just remember, in the month of November, don't quit on a project or whatever if a tiny little mistake comes up. Just push past it. You have this chair filled that says someone new is entering into your life. Yes, obviously, obviously there's a person entering into your life. Even if you don't want love, again, this doesn't have to be love. This could be a mentor. It could be a business partner. That's positive. Again, make sure it's not a person like this. make sure it's not a person who has ulterior motives. And again, the way that we can, pay attention here is, number one, where do they come from? Love or fear, right? They should be coming from a position of love, like not fear, right? Number two, it's like, do they do what they say? If the answer is yes, good, keep going. If they don't, then obviously you should be avoiding that person. You have this tower, it says solid foundation, success with effort. Yeah, you're definitely building something very successful here, Gemini. You have this grasshopper, it says situation in the balance that requires careful handling. So, again, probably justice, but it looks to me like you are going to balance this out. And you have this funnel, it says period of frustration, lessons to be learned. I feel like you're coming off of this period. I feel it has been very frustrating for you, and it's like now you're coming out of this, which is good. But this looks really good here, Gemini. Love it. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.